I've always been a wood turner, so all my life I've been a wood turner, and of course I worked in the coal mines for 17 years. That was on the engineering staff at Sherwood Colliery, and redundancy came along in 1992. Margaret Thatcher closed us down, so and that set me on a new career, which was chair making. Really, I went back to college, did a course on 3D design, and part of the curriculum was chairs and designing chairs. Well, I was thinking of metal chairs and designing metal chairs, and then of course through research I found the Windsor chairs, and being a wood turner, it was just what I needed really, so I just pursued that direction. I made children's chairs to start with, and then just built my way up to doing adult chairs, and yeah, probably one of the best chair makers there is now for quality and sort of style. My chairs are renowned really, they're the best quality you'll see in the market. Yeah, and that was in 1992, so here I am in 2012 still doing it. Basically they were called Windsor chairs because they were shipped into London through Windsor, but they were made in the Shiltons. There were pole lathe turners out in the woods, and then they would be brought into the towns and made into chairs. But the name Windsor chair was because Windsor was a port where they shipped things, collected things together and took it into London. So that's what I've been told where the Windsor comes from. Give it a little round and drive it onto the drive centre. I'll do another 4, another 3. I do it by eye, I don't do it with a measuring stick. There's a point on the lathe, you see, on the drive centre. So what you do is locate it on a point. Because you have to keep changing the cutter points. Just set it up to a previous cut. Because it's cutting oak all the time, it dulls your cutters off. There she is. It's another one. Slightly out. It's been rough machined on that one, so it's not to a finish. So now we've got to sharpen all the turn work up. That just takes all the turnings off it and all the square corners, and then this is to finish it off. Just got to get some sandpaper on it. In the woods, they would turn them on a pole lathe, and then they'd turn them. Of course, they were green, so they wouldn't sand them at that point. They'd just stack them. Because they were green timber, it really comes out a nice finish. It's not bad at all. And what they would do is take them into the tent, and there'd be a running shaft in a workshop, and then the actual wood turner in there, he would hand turn them again, or they'd just hand turn the tops and fit them on the chair. But they didn't have sandpaper, you know, in the 18th century, like we've got sandpaper and everything. They just relied on a sharp tool and a good finish. And of course this wood's kiln dried, so it is very dry. It's not nice. So this is kiln dried, so it's a lot sort of, you know, I'll cut that off, that goes through it, I'll cut it off, you see. Here is something that's a very old craft that's come, I mean, it started in 18th century when they were first made, so it's, you know, it's like 300 years of chair making now, and we're still making Windsor chairs. So basically the design and the character of them. They're timeless pieces, and you know, it's just nice to recreate them, and I think modernise them really, because they're being made. Well, the old ones are very small because people were a lot smaller then, and so an antique one is quite small in size. But we're all much bigger now, and we're fatter, and you know, we've got better diets and everything. So these will go in there. So it has those in there, and then there'll be one goes across. So it'll have an understretcher, you know, that's going to go from one side and then the other. That's pretty good. They've been made since the beginning of the 18th century, which is about 1705. That's the first records, and in somebody's will that they left a Windsor chair. So basically, these are the first chairs that were made, and well, a comfortable chair, as good today as they were in that day. When you're doing the arms, you want something that's interesting. So if you can capture that grain in the end of the arms, that's more important. For me, that's a sales point. People like Burr Oak, and they'll sort of, you know, they'll flock to that. It's all about how it looks at the end. Just loosen it a little bit. Arm bow's about 10 inches high, so if this is, see, that's about 11 and a half, 11, 10 and a half, 10 3/4. Just give those a little sand, those two on the end. I'll just ease them a little bit, it's a bit tight. That's about perfect. For all intents and purposes, it's been done. Just you see, what I'll do is I'll polish it and finish it, and then this is a bit of linseed oil on it. Just bring some bit of the colour out, you know, like in the wood. You can see it feeds the wood and then soaks in, and then you can French polish it. just a thin coat of French polish. So you build up a nice coating. It's coming on now. See, it's building a nice finish. Well, a comfortable chair, as good today as they were in that day.